Hello everyone, it's September. Welcome back to Hopedale Presbyterian Church, our church school. So my name is Debbie Jones-Snyders and today is our lesson for September. So lots of new beginnings, back to school and back to church school as well. So today our story is God Created the World, which is adapted from Mission Bible Class, and the images are by Sweet Publishing and Free Bible Images. We have a variety of coloring pictures for you. A craft, which is a creation slider craft, and some other activity. So, today we're talking about in the beginning, the creation story. And in fact, that's what's in the very first part of the Bible, which is the Old Testament in Genesis, and it actually does say in Genesis, in the beginning. So, the creation story is a pretty exciting story because in the beginning, there was nothing. And if you close your eyes, you can still see light, but if you cover your eyes after you've closed them, you get a sense of how it was so black and there was nothing. There was nothing until God began his work of creation. So the story, God created the world. So, a long time ago, there was nothing, no trees, no people, no buildings, not even sound or smell. Darkness was everywhere. And this is what it was like before God decided to make our world. He created our whole world in 6 days. He made something different on each of the 6 days, and then on the 7th day, God was finished and rested. But first, let's go back to the very beginning. In the beginning, God created the sky and the earth. The earth was empty and had no form. Darkness covered the ocean, and God's Spirit was moving over the water. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, so he divided the light from darkness. God named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came. This was the first day. So God simply spoke and light appeared. And this was not just sunlight. The sun had not even been created yet. Then God said, "Let there be something to divide the water in two." So God made the air to divide the water in two. Some of the water was above the air and some of the water was below it. God named the air sky. Evening passed and morning came. This was the second day. Water was everywhere. And on the second day of creation, God separated the water above the earth from the water on the earth, placing the sky between the two. Then God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered together so the dry land will appear." And it happened. God named the dry land earth. And he named the water that was gathered together as seas. God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth produce plants. And some plants will make grain for seeds. Others will make fruit with seeds in it. Every seed will produce more of its own kind of plant." And it happened. The earth produced plants. God saw that this was good, and evening passed and morning came. Now there were mountains, valleys, boulders, springs, rivers, waterfalls, sand, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and so much more. So God made the two large lights. He made the brighter light to rule the day. He made the smaller light to rule the night. He also made the stars. God put all of these in the sky to shine on the earth. They are to rule over the day and over the night. And he put them there to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that these things were good. Evening passed and morning came. Then God said, "Let the water be filled with living things, and let birds fly in the air above the earth." So God created large sea animals, and he created every living thing that moves in the sea. The sea is filled with these living things, and each one produces more of its own kind. God also made every bird that flies, and each bird produces more of its own kind. God saw that this was good, and God blessed them and said, "Have many young ones and grow in number. Fill the water of the seas and let the birds grow in number on the earth." Evening passed and morning came. This was the 5th day. Then on the 6th day, God said, "Let the earth be filled with animals, and let each produce more of its own kind. Let there be tame animals and small crawling animals and wild animals, and let each produce more of its own kind." And it happened. So God made the wild animals, the tame animals, the crawling animals to produce more of their own kind. And God saw this was good. God is amazing because every single kind of animal was his idea and his creation. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image and likeness, and let them rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and let them rule over the tame animals, over all the earth, and over all the small crawling animals on the earth." Then God took dust from the ground and formed man from it. The Lord breathed the breath of life into the man's nose, and the man became a living person. So on the same day God made the animals, he made man, and the man was called Adam. Adam was different from the other animals because when God breathed life into Adam, God gave him a soul. Adam's soul gave him the ability to think, love, and worship. Adam could make choices. Adam could talk to God. Adam was a special creation. And then God brought all of the animals before Adam and gave him the honor of naming them. But Adam knew that he was different from the animals. God did not want Adam to be lonely. So the Lord God caused the man to sleep very deeply. And while the man was asleep, God took one of his ribs, and then he used the rib from the man to make a woman. And then the Lord brought the woman to the man. Now Adam was not alone. He called the woman Eve. The creation of mankind was now complete. Adam and Eve were beautiful and pure. They experienced no shame or need to cover up with clothes. God rested. So the sky, the earth, and all that filled them were finished. By the 7th day, God finished the work he had been doing. So on the 7th day, he rested from all his work. God blessed the 7th day, and he made it holy. He made it holy because on that day, he rested. He rested from all the work he had done in creating the world. God was not resting because he was tired. He was resting because he was finished with a very important work. He was satisfied that he had done a very good job. And God told Adam and Eve that they also had a job to do. They were to take care of the garden. How about you? How do you take care of the beautiful earth that God made? So we now have a number of activities for you, depending on your age level and your interest. You will need to print the templates. There are several coloring pictures. And the first one basically summarizes all the days of creation. And the rest of them basically are 1 or 2 per day. So you can choose to do the one with all of the days or a separate page for each 1 or 2 days. We also have a craft for you. And this is the creation slider. So you can see it has a number of the days. The first day 1 with light and darkness. And you can move it up and down to basically tell the story of creation. So in order to do this craft, you will need the templates. So there are 2 templates, and one is of the circle. Here it is. Here's the circle. And the other is of the creation strip. So you only need the 1 circle, and you only need to cut out 1 strip. But you can do more if you like, or share with a friend. So what you'll need to do, you'll need the plate as well, a paper plate, the template, scissors, coloring implements, and some yarn if you want to hang this up, and some glue if you want to glue the circle to the plate. You don't have to do that, but that's what I've done here. So once you've decorated things, colored them, you can glue the circle to the plate. And then with scissors, there are 2 dotted lines there. You cut through the paper and the plate, and then you can sort of weave the strip through the plate so you can tell the story. And then pull it up as you like. Use a hole puncher. I forgot to say, if you wanted to hang this up, you'll need a hole puncher, and then just tie some cut yarn or string or ribbon so that you can show everyone and tell everyone the story of creation. We also have some other activities for you that you can print, and they include a maze, a crossword, and there are some answers there for you, as well as a word search. This week, remember, God created the world and everything in it, including people, all from nothing. God rested after finishing this great work, and it was good. Remember to appreciate and thank God for our wonderful world. We need to keep our world beautiful for all of us. Have a great week.